Welcome to Heaven of Human. This is the place where we talk about real life, real lessons, and the truths we often ignore. Here, I don't give you empty motivation. I give you perspective, direct, clear, and grounded in reality. Because human growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from facing the hard truths that shape us into stronger people. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's step into today's lesson together.
Have you ever stopped yourself from starting something just because someone else already did it? You look around and think, there's already a cafe like that. There's already a YouTube channel like mine. There's already a product, a service, an idea, so what's the point of trying? That's where most people lose. They confuse originality with value. They think success belongs only to those who start first. But in truth, the world doesn't reward the first mover. It rewards the better improver. Look at Facebook. It wasn't the first social network. It was just the one that refined what others had done badly. Friendster, MySpace, ConnectU, they existed before Zuckerberg ever wrote a line of code. But Facebook learned, copied, improved, and scaled. That's what real creators do. They don't steal ideas, they study them. They see what works, what doesn't, and they evolve it into something greater. In this episode of Heaven of Human, we're not talking about plagiarism. We're talking about the humble art of learning from what already exists and turning it into something that reflects your own truth.
Whatever you dream of doing, someone's done it before you. If you want to sell fried bananas, they've been sold since before your parents were born. If you want to open a noodle shop, look around. There's one on every street. Even beggars have strategies. Different styles, different pitches. So what makes one succeed where others fail? It's not the idea itself, it's how you apply it. Look at Facebook. It copied features, adapted faster, and improved user experience. The result? The entire world logged in. Not because it was first, but because it was better. I've used this principle for over 10 years, and it's made me millions. Every success I've had came from observing, adapting, and creating my version of what already worked. My hot pot restaurant? The idea came from a seaside shop I once visited. My noodle brand? It wasn't the tastiest in Thailand, but it became the champion because I innovated, mixing cricket protein into the noodles, inspired by Japan. My 10-baht curry stall? I stole the idea from a hotel buffet in Krabi that serves small dishes of various cuisines. Different ideas, different sources, but one principle: copy smart, then customize. The world is full of copy marketing. Coca-Cola and Pepsi, Toyota and Honda, none started from pure originality. They started from competition and adaptation. Before launching my own noodle brand in Korat, I visited the top 5 restaurants in town. I wrote down their 5 strengths and 5 weaknesses. Then I built mine around that list. That's how Chiap Noodles was born. Copying isn't the enemy. Copying without thinking is. Every great business, every powerful brand, every true success story began with someone looking closely at what existed and daring to make it better.
We live in a world obsessed with being original. Everyone wants to be the first, the innovator, the genius who creates something the world has never seen. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. There's nothing truly new under the sun. Every idea, every product, every piece of art you admire today is built on something that came before it. The people you call original are often just the ones who had the courage to combine what already existed in a new way. Think about it. The wheel wasn't invented once, it evolved. Fire wasn't discovered by one man, it was rediscovered, refined, and used differently by every generation after. Even the smartphones we carry, they're not miracles of originality. They're layers of improvement on top of hundreds of inventions from people whose names we'll never know. Originality isn't about being the first, it's about being the one who sees further. The problem is that society glorifies the creator and looks down on the copier, as if one is noble and the other shameful. But in truth, both play equal roles in human progress. The one who copies learns faster. The one who adapts survives longer. When you understand this, you stop waiting for the perfect, never-before-seen idea to appear in your head. You stop wasting years finding your originality. You start working, experimenting, refining, combining. Because real originality is born after repetition. It comes when you've walked the paths others have walked, and suddenly, you see a new turn no one else noticed. Don't let the myth of originality paralyze you. The world doesn't need another first. It needs people who can make what already exists work better. Don't chase being new, chase being useful. The greatest creators didn't invent the world, they improved it. And that's what makes them unforgettable.
Ego is the invisible wall that stops most people from ever getting better. It's that quiet voice inside that says, I don't need to copy anyone. I can do it my way. It makes you allergic to learning, defensive to feedback, and blind to wisdom that's already in front of you. Pride tells you that being inspired is fine, but copying is beneath you. Yet look closer. Every master began as a mimic. Every artist, every musician, every entrepreneur started by imitating someone greater until their own identity emerged through the process. Imitation is not humiliation, it's apprenticeship. But ego hates apprenticeship. Ego wants shortcuts, fame without failure, recognition without repetition. It whispers, "You're already good enough." And the moment you believe that, growth stops. You start protecting your image instead of improving your skills. You start defending your methods instead of refining your craft. The irony is, the ones who seem the most confident are often the ones most afraid to be seen learning. They'd rather fail quietly than ask a question out loud. But the truly wise have no shame in being students forever. They copy with awareness, not out of insecurity, but out of hunger to understand. If you want to rise, you must first kneel before what's greater than you. Learn its rhythm, absorb its form, then stand up again, taller, sharper, transformed. Ego wants you to appear strong. Humility makes you become strong. The choice between them decides who you'll be in 10 years. A proud imitator who never grew, or a humble learner who became a master.
There's a thin line between learning from others and living as their shadow. Copying without thought is like walking with someone else's map in a land that only you were meant to explore. You might move fast at first, but sooner or later you'll end up lost because you never learned how to navigate on your own. Many people see something that works and instantly rush to replicate it, thinking success will follow like a formula. They copy the surface, the color, the design, the slogan, but never understand the reason behind it. And so they create hollow versions of real ideas. The form is there, but the soul is missing. When you imitate blindly, you don't evolve, you just echo. You borrow someone else's voice until yours disappears. True growth doesn't come from repetition, it comes from comprehension. You must ask yourself, why does this work? What human need does it touch? What principle gives it power? When you seek those answers, imitation transforms into innovation. Every masterpiece was born from someone studying the patterns before them, but then breaking them with purpose. That's the difference between a craftsman and a copier. One learns the rules to understand them. The other repeats them to hide insecurity. Blind copying is comfort disguised as progress. It feels productive because you're doing something, but you're not creating. You're hiding behind someone else's courage. Don't let imitation become your cage. Learn deeply, copy wisely, and once you understand the pattern, have the guts to change it.
If you're going to copy, then do it intelligently. Don't imitate the surface. Understand the structure. Don't steal the product. Study the process. Real growth doesn't come from duplication. It comes from decoding. When you learn to see the hidden logic behind what works, you gain power that even the original creator might not see. Start by observing deeply. When you find something impressive, a business, a creator, a brand, an idea, pause before you replicate it. Ask, what problem are they really solving? Who are they speaking to? Why does this message move people? Most people only copy what they can see. Masters copy what others can't see, the invisible design beneath the surface. Once you understand that, adapt it to your own world. Add your values, your voice, your culture, your truth. That's what makes imitation evolve into innovation. Think of it like DNA. We all share 99% of the same code, yet each of us expresses it differently. Your work should do the same. Carry the essence of what works, but look and feel uniquely yours. This is the art of intelligent copying, to take inspiration and rebuild it so well that it serves people in a way the original never did. When done right, you're not stealing, you're translating greatness into your own language. So study patterns, reverse engineer success, copy less with your hands and more with your mind. Because smart copying isn't imitation, it's evolution. And evolution always wins. True creators don't start from emptiness, they start from imperfection. They look at what already exists in the world and ask, how can this be better? That single question is the seed of all innovation. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to make it roll smoother, faster, longer. Improvement is what separates amateurs from builders. Anyone can point out flaws, but it takes vision to refine something broken until it becomes beautiful. Every system around you, education, work, business, even relationships, has cracks. Most people complain about them. A few people fix them, and those few change everything. When you improve what already exists, you respect the effort that came before you. You don't destroy the old, you evolve it. Every great company, every movement, every masterpiece you know today was once a revision of something that almost worked. That's the essence of progress. We inherit, we question, we rebuild. So the next time you see something that inspires you, don't just copy it, upgrade it. Make it easier, clearer, more human, more meaningful. Add the touch that only your perspective can bring. The goal isn't to outshine others, it's to outgrow the version that came before. Perfection isn't born from invention, it's born from iteration. You don't need to create a new path, just make the one ahead of you worth walking again.
Copying is only the first step. It's how every learner begins, watching, mimicking, practicing. But if you stop there, you stay a shadow. The goal isn't to become a mirror, it's to become a light source of your own. You must move from imitation to adaptation to transcendence. Adaptation is when you stop asking, how did they do it? And start asking, how can I do it better, my way? You take the lessons, the frameworks, the strategies, and you start bending them to fit your nature, your story, your people. You turn borrowed tools into your own weapons. Then comes transcendence, the stage where what you create no longer looks like anyone else's work. It carries your fingerprint, your rhythm, your truth. That's when people start copying you. That's when you realize mastery isn't about originality, it's about evolution. You've absorbed everything that came before you so deeply that now the world learns from you. Every great musician, leader, and thinker followed this pattern. They started as students. They adapted what worked. Then they transcended the blueprint and created something timeless. So don't fear being a beginner. Don't fear borrowing. Fear staying the same. Learn deeply, adapt bravely, transcend completely. Because one day, someone will study your work the way you once studied others. And that's when you'll know you've gone beyond imitation and become inspiration.
Remember this: human growth isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to stay small when you know you can be more. Every day you choose whether to protect your value or to give it away. And those choices, repeated over time, shape your future. So take what you've heard today and live it. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because time never waits, and neither should you. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, let's build a life of real strength, real discipline, and real growth.